What it do, what it do. Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we chopping this game over here, man. Had to tap into this one, man. So it's been a feud, man, with old 50 Cent and Young Buck, man, going on for years, man. Ever since, you know what I'm saying, that G Unit split up, kicked off, you know what I'm saying. It didn't seem to go right with quite a few cats against Fifth. From what we saw when that group did break off. It was a hell of a group when it started. People seem to love them, right? But things happen internally that's bigger than what we're seeing and thinking that everybody's best friends and stuff. And I know there's been like say a little feud discrepancy or something between Young Buck and 50 Cent. And I thought that I always heard 50 Cent saying that Young Buck owed him some kind of money and things like that. He was always, ranking on Young Buck, at a moment. Especially like when Young Buck, I think it was something he had tried to reach out to 50 Cent. I think he, maybe, kind of cried a little bit. Or he was doing an interview or something like that. Oh, and 50 just trolled about that, right? But what it looks like is that Young Buck is going to be ordered to have to pay 50 Cent $200K, and that's allegedly for a personal loan. And I remember, like I said, I remember Fifth saying something like that, around the time of the feuds and how he wanted his money, blah, blah, blah. But then Buck, he stood on the other side and was like, it wasn't a personal loan, it was an advancement, a music advancement for future music that he would possibly do with G Unit, But, and I guess he didn't think that, they could detect that he had even given him that amount of money, but somehow they feel like they have enough proof to basically order him to have to pay that money back. And they say that it was $250K, but he's being ordered to pay $200K, and this is something like a part of his bankruptcy claim that he filed, things like that. Because he owes money a few different places. Who don't, right? And a nice chunk of money. It looked like, too. But 50 Cent's gonna get some of that, and if that's what's been, kind of, it's almost a thing where if someone's hanging something over your head all the time and time passed by, they're still able to do that. That looks like 50 was always able to do that in a way, but he hadn't really heard them really going back and forth or nothing in a while. You hear 50, see 50 doing that with other people, but allegedly now that's going to be settled. That as far as the debt that he owed to 50, as far as a personal loan, he said it was an advance. But hey, I guess the courts or the ruling is that he's going to have to pay that back. So that's crazy work right there, man. 50 Cent and Young Buck, man, they have been going back and forth about the deal and how things was when when they had the G Unit thing going, and looks like it's gonna get the part of that settled. Now I don't, of course, so far I haven't seen 50 go back on anybody, and be cool. I don't, and so if y'all know, let me know. But just because this debt is settled, I don't believe it's something that well, maybe Young Buck is ready to get it out the way. He just has no choice now. You know what I'm saying? Since the courts are involved, so he's gonna have to eat that, and it look like that's what he's doing. Like I said, but I just think that's just something that's gonna be settled. I don't see them linking back up for nothing. I mean, yeah, but who knows? Who knows, right? But the way Fifth been doing, I mean, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to go back to the G Unit remembrance stage of anything, like link with any of them. He doesn't. And they're all solos. Young Buck been dropping solos. Game, Lloyd Banks, he pop out every now and then. So like I say, but good. I guess that's good for Buck. You know what I'm saying? any debts you can finally get rid of is always a good thing, right? You know. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, man. I mean, how would you know? But do y'all think it was a personal loan or was it an advancement? Because you always hear about these musicians talking about in advance, in advance, in advance. You know, if that was an advance, even so, like, don't you have to pay that back some kind of way through your music or something? But he said, Fitz said that was a personal loan. Like, he needed the money, he needed some money. Here, man, I'll loan this to you, man. Just make sure you give it back, get that back to me. And I guess he didn't do it in a timely manner, but it's finally looked like it's gonna happen, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, man. Do y'all think they gonna link back up? Do y'all think it's worth linking back up with each other? I mean, it is what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, man. Who y'all mess with, man? Y'all mess with Buck? Buck, his music ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? I say that his music ain't bad. Representing Tennessee, like he said, Cashville. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Fifth, his career is just outrageous, right? But y'all let me know what y'all think. You know, is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's got to be a good thing for Buck, man. But yeah, it's another one over here, Game Chopping TV, man. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we chopping this game over here, man.